Manchester United pick up a win away at Selhurst Park. Out of the 5 fixtures after the international break, this is actually one I didn't expect us to get the 3 points in. So from that perspective, I'm happy about my all of the Amram inners. They always say, it's the players. You should be blaming these players. And then the moment these players go and get you a result like this, all of a sudden, are we crediting these players? Are we giving credit to Amram all of a sudden? That kind of balance is completely is lost in the Manchester United fan base. This is obviously a big game for Amram, in my opinion, just due to the fact that Glasner plays the same system. And it started off well for Crystal Palace. They could have got maybe 2 or 3 goals in that first half. Mateta scoring the penalty. Lovely pass from Adam Wharton. Euro, who's having a hard time right now, it can't be denied, did kind of slip and fall into the back of Mateta, and he ended up getting the penalty, which he had to retake. But in that second half, United came back out with a bit more energy, a bit more ball speed, moving the ball a little bit better. Bruno Fernandes coming away with 2 assists. Joshua Zirkzee and Mason Mount are 2 players I want to point out. 2 players that I've said need to be utilised as squad members in the United squad, especially. I mentioned both of those 2. Look, they should be utilised a lot more. I felt as though when Sesko went down and Cunha was used as a number 9, Mason Mount should have been given an opportunity rather than trying to fit Ahmad or Mbeumo into the left 10. Mason Mount should have got more minutes, in my opinion, rather than just cameo appearances. He started from the beginning and he proved what I know Mason Mount to be. A very sound technical footballer. His technical foundation is sound. He makes decent decisions on the ball. He is never going to wow you. Like, he's not going to have that magic kind of X-factor moment, Mason Mount, but he will give you a performance. And he did that in this game, and it was very important, and we needed that. I look at this, like, United didn't perform well. There's no way anyone can really kid me into that. It was a lot of, it was good moments of quality in those 2 set pieces. Lovely ball in from Bruno Fernandes. It was a good take on the chest by Joshua Zirkzee, and I think that finish was really good. That was a really quality finish with the left foot. Hit it true, right across the goal into the side netting. It was a really clean finish from Joshua Zirkzee, and we haven't really seen that enough from Joshua Zirkzee. Just more striker actions. I know him to be a top footballer. I know him to be linking up the play very well. I know his technical foundation is solid, but you need to see proper striker actions from your number 9, and I felt as though he provided that in this game. Other than that, there's a lot left to be desired from a lot of Manchester United performances. I felt Luke Shaw did a lot of good covering for De Ligt and Euro's mistakes that they made throughout the game. Diogo Dalot is just... It's an interesting one with Dalot because he's very, very frustrating. But can I blame him for being asked to play as almost this auxiliary left winger when he's playing in a position he most certainly won't impact the game positively, and that is decided by the coach. There's no shying away from that. That is decided by the coach. But I felt as though Wharton was really good for Palace. If that was an audition for Manchester United, and I felt as though Elliot Anderson did that a couple of weeks ago with Forest as well. If that's an audition for what Manchester United are missing in midfield, it was a brilliant one from Adam Wharton, especially in that first half. Mateta's going to do what Mateta does. It's almost like those big chances where Mateta almost goes through, you don't really have faith in him scoring. But he's just an energy. You can even see it before kickoff when he's really geeing up his teammates and he's geeing up the crowd. And it's almost like he's just got energy that he's just maybe energizing himself a little bit as well. And he's almost going to always get an impact in that game. Palace will obviously be disappointed with the result, especially going 1-0 up at half time. But they obviously came from a Thursday game in the Conference League, and United fans, we all know what it's like playing that Thursday Sunday template is really tough for teams, especially a team like Palace who hasn't really got as much quality and depth. This is basically their same lineup that they play almost every single Premier League game, and you could see it in that second half, especially after that Mason Mount goal. Palace just kind of died a little bit, and United did a bit better to try and keep the ball. But what is missing from this team is just clear confidence, coaching, technical ability, and idea from back to front. It's so tough to watch Manchester United. It feels like a chore watching Manchester United every single week in the Premier League, and it's understandable why so many fans almost feel disillusioned with this project right now, because it's just there's nothing really to look forward to. we didn't see anything from that right-hand side, which we have seen so far in the Premier League season between Mbomo and Ahmad on the right-hand side. They didn't really come into this game often. United in open play for 90 minutes really weren't there. Like, if we're being honest with ourselves, and this is why I'm not kidded by a game like this. I'm very, very happy for 3 points and for United to get up to 6th in the table. But I'm not being kidded by a game like this. It doesn't really change much in terms of perspective. And I think all of these people that always criticize the players and not the manager, these moments of individual brilliance from Mason Mount and Joshua Zirkzee, this squad can finish top 5 based on their ability. But it would be in spite of where they are placed on the football pitch. It would be in spite of the system rather than due to the system why they are getting these points on the board. So there isn't much evidence that someone that, is a big fan of Ruben Amorim can take from a game like this. There isn't a lot of plaudits you can give to the coach after a game like this. What I will give plaudits to is those players. And, Bruno gets to cheap assists if you want, but he went level with Paul Scholes in Manchester United's all-time Premier League assists. And that's unbelievable. He's top 5, I think, or top 10 at least for goals and assists in the Premier League for Manchester United player. So his legacy at this club is written in the history books forever. And although it was like that GA, people will look at and say, wow, Bruno must have been unbelievable. It wasn't necessarily one of those games from Bruno Fernandes, but he did what he does all the time, which is just be that consistent top player that he is for Manchester United, and is the reason why he's the captain of the football club. United still have so much more areas to improve on. It's still, especially in that first half, I did this in my video after Nottingham Forest game as well, where it just feels like a slugfest, right? United's just really slugging it out against other Premier League teams. And don't get me wrong, that could get Manchester United into a top 5, could get Manchester United into a European spot minimum. Sorry, we're at 7th right now in the table. But all in all, there's not much confidence you can take from a game like this. This performance was poor still. Much better in the second half. That first half was so tough to watch back. But in that second half, you can get a little bit of the players, most certainly. Like, for example, people always talk about, I speak to Hussein about this on the United Code all the time, about the squad depth. United haven't even got a first 11, yet let alone squad depth. I beg to differ. Lisandro Martinez came back into the game and looked himself, and I'm so happy he's back. Joshua Zirkzee won't always start games, especially when Sesko is back fit and Cunha's back fit. So Mount, Zirkzee, when Lisandro comes in the team, Luke Shaw, these are quality players that you can call upon. My problem more is how they are being platformed. And I still feel as though not one single player we can confidently say is being platformed well by this system and by this coach currently. Alas, that's the situation that Man United is in. 13 games in the Premier League, 21 points, only +1 goal difference. Won 6 games, drawn 3, lost 4. It's going to be an inconsistent season. I know Liban's been saying that throughout the season, and I'm inclined to agree. Just know, and this is why I said in the summer, and a lot of fans are like, how can you say this? I didn't really want Amorim to be given these quality players because I think it will bail him out and get him results, even though this team, with the way that we're performing, don't necessarily warrant those results. But as a fan, I'm completely happy with 3 points, and every time Manchester United win, you're not going to see anger from me. I don't hate him that much. Do you know what I'm saying? But United's going to be inconsistent throughout the season. I just hope that this individual quality can drag us over the line into European football next season. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.